Just wanted to show you real quick on how I've numbered the channels so that when I go over to turn up a certain instrument that I'm playing in the mixer, I'll be able to know which is which. Now, first thing to note is how these channels are numbered. This is stereo, they're all stereo, but this is the first channel, and it goes all the way across the board until it reaches number 10, and then it has a lower channel where it starts at 11, as you can see, and it goes all the way down to 20. And so the king of instruments is in channel 1, which is the keyboard on top. So this will take care of the organ. And then there's a few other things that need their own separate outputs, like the bass synthesizer and the Mellotron sound in the ensemble section. So if you go into menu and you go into audio, you can use this one here so that your organ comes out of left and right, and then your other outputs 1 and 2, one can be a mono for the ensemble and the other one is mono for the synth bass. So just to show you the back of the keyboard, this is the main right and left output for the organ, and then this will be for number 1 is the ensemble, and then this is the individual output number 2, the last one for the synth bass, which is all these controls here, the mono synth. And so that takes care of 3 different inputs here. So king of instruments number 1, and then the ensemble, and then the bass synthesizer. And that brings us to channel number 4. Now, among these instruments, the one that has number 4 in it is this thing here, because this is a 4MS pod that all these modules sit in. But more than that, the sound for this bendy thing that's generated from here is running into the Roland VT4. So this is undoubtedly channel number 4. And then 5, among these things, there is no 5, so we'll get to 5 later on. 6 is the Trigon 6, because that's what this synthesizer is. It's got 3 oscillators among 6 voices, and you can see on the back here that this is 6 here. So that'll be channel 6 on the mixer. So if I go into 6 here and I take it out of the mix, like so, now when I play the synth, nothing is heard because it's not going to the main bus or the monitor bus anymore on the mixer. Number 7 is the Legend 70s, because that's what the name of this keyboard is, the piano. And this also, like the organ, has 4 outputs, right and left, and auxiliary 1 and 2. So that means that number 7 here is the piano, and this will be the auxiliary 1 and 2. And then number 9 I leave empty, because if I want my keyboard for the Legend 70s to have, if this is my pianos and this is my clavinet, I might want to split the clavinet sound to be mono and have this number 9 be the auxiliary output 2, like for an FM synth, because I hear that the Viscount Legend 70s modules, they're coming out with an FM synth that I'm kind of interested in, because I don't have any instruments really that sound like that currently. And then 10 is like 10 for the Roman numeral X. That X is on this Numa Compact SE. I don't really use sounds from this. I use it mainly as a controller for drawbars, for aftertouch, for the bass synth, for the lead synth. But in case I want to draw sounds from this thing, and it has a little screen and it has lots of different categories of all the sounds and more can be added and downloaded. So this will be the stereo channels right and left into channel 10. Now, after 10 is 11, and this is the Korg KR11, the rhythm machine box. So when I press the on, it is channel 11. So I can take that out of the mix, and I can see the signal coming through here. I turn that off. And then I have these empty channels for other instruments for testing, 12, 13, and 14. But now back to that unassigned channel 5. I figured that this can be my guitar, and underneath it directly, because this is guitar, this is bass. So 5 will be guitar and 15 will be bass. And then my drum module thing here has right and left and 4 auxiliary outputs. So I count from the back. If this was my fourth, the last auxiliary outputs, and there's 4 of them, that means this one here has to be the right and left for the drum module, which is number 16. And so number 15 is the bass because it's right below number 5, which is for guitar. So I have these few extra channels here for testing, and that pretty much gets everything out there. And I run this into a monitor output, which can be sent either monitor A or B. And monitor A is the speakers, the IK Multimedia MTMs, that is mounted directly to the keyboard stand for right and left. And I can also send all of the sound to 8 separate outs that goes into the back of my audio interface or somewhere else. And yeah, that's how I do my dumb numbering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And that should do it. Bye.